because you will always know when your favorite brands are going to be on air. So you can be sure to tune in for those and not miss anything that you love. So you just customize your shopping experience. You sign up for the when to watch emails, and signing up is easy. You're going to go into your HSN account, update your communication preference, and select your favorite brands. There are over 350 to choose from. So get choosing, choose the ones you love. We'll make sure to let you know. I know a couple thousand of you have already signed up for this and are loving it because, you know, sometimes it's nice to just kind of tune in and see, oh, what's going on? But you really don't want to miss it when it's your favorite brand and then you find out that your size or your color is out because you didn't happen to tune in at just that time. So we love that. All right. Here we go. It's the big one. It's going to be me touching dirt. Okay, I will tell you, I've tried, but I often make mistakes, and that's why I'm too scared of gardening, because I tend to either plant things too deep, too shallow. I'm not sure I'm doing it right. I love the internet for giving me a little bit more help, but look, an artist is only as good as their tools, right? And what we have here are the tools that are going to make it so that whether or not you are the expert or you're someone who's just developing your green thumb, GreanBase will give you the Digamax Duo garden tools. We have 20% off on these today to make sure that you're doing everything as easily and as efficiently as possible to give your babies the best chance to thrive. You're going to get this tool. It's called the Digamax. It actually is there to help you dig larger holes easier. You'll see here it's really generously sized, but it's also super light. This is going to be, you know, for digging the bigger holes, those plants, those trees, whatever it is that you're trying to get in the ground. Love that. We're going to have Lorna show us this in a minute. But also, this is the one especially for me. This is the Digamathing. And if you don't like that name, I don't know if we can be friends. The Digamathing has these little etched grooves here all the way up the center that I'm not totally sure the camera can get, but well, you're kind of seeing it there if I move it. Now, these grooves are giving you exact measurements of how deep into the ground you're digging every time you put this tool into the ground. And that means all your seeds, all your bulbs are going exactly where they're supposed to be into the ground to give them their best chance of thriving. It's brilliant. It's kind of like a foolproof way of creating your garden. We have Lorna here with us today on Skype because she's actually in London. Lorna, I was born in London. That's where I'm initially from.
Oh.
It's so nice to see you. I've watched you so many times. It's wonderful to see you here.
Oh, so nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me in my garden in London, in Chiswick in West London. And we have something brand new today. They launched separately last year as 2 individual tools, Natasha, but they were so popular, so top rated, the team said, can you give us a duo pack so we get the best value ever? So these are 2 garden tools, and they were born out of necessity. So Michael Smith from GreanBase, he was a landscape gardener for 30 years. And as he got older, he found he had to sit down more, kneel more. So what you have are 2 tools. I'm going to come to close up and show you. So the first one, this is going to replace your trowel, your fork, your daisy planter, your bulb planter, your weeder, because it's shaped like a big ice cream scoop. It's got a pointed tip for pinging out weeds or scraping out the moss from your pavers, serrated edges for cutting through tubers and roots. I know Guy has got a banyan tree in his garden. Great for those kind of roots. You can hang it up. It's made of stainless steel, so it's going to last, Natasha. And it's got those measuring depth gauges. So you can see this is going to be one tool that does it all. But then this one, if you are tired of holding heavy shovels, I'm going to show you one in a minute. This is 2 feet 6 inches. There's no other tool like it. It's like a half shovel. It's 1.5 pounds. Again, it's made of stainless steel. You see my dog there. But it's so strong. I'm going to stand on one straight away because this is what GreanBase is known for. This is how strong these tools are. And I'm not a small person, Natasha, but it can hold my weight. And what it does, it's replacing all these tools, a small hand tool, and then the big tool is replacing your shovel, Natasha.
Yes.
So all you have to do is think, what do your current tools look like? Do you want to upgrade them?
Absolutely. We don't love that rust. We don't love it when they get old, and especially it can be dangerous. You really don't want anything breaking. We can get loose handles. There's so many things in my garage that are meant to be used to help me garden that I'm always looking for the smarter tool to make it easier on my back, easier on my hands, and also just easier on my ability to store everything. I mean, right now I'm looking into buying an additional shed just to keep more of my gardening tools in it because I don't want all of those yucky things that I've built up and accumulated right there next to everything else in my garage. This is that solution, and to get it home for $13.32, you're getting both of these, and it really is just like your gardening expert pro pro kit. You're gonna be able to do those big holes. It has the serrated edges, none of that rust, brand new, as Lorna just showed you, super durable and heavy duty strong. Held her weight standing on it, love that. That's also just added safety. You get this wonderful reinforced handle here, and then the Digamathing. And I know something like this may exist elsewhere. You can also, sometimes find things with the serrated edges, or maybe something with the point, maybe even something with the scoop, but you're getting all of it in one. And all of you loved both of these. So putting them together and bringing it home to you to get for, how much is it? $13.32 on Flex is a great value, Lorna.
It really is, Natasha. And to show you the difference with the Digamathing, this holds up to 4 times more dirt and soil than a regular trowel. So when you're planting, you're going to be 4 times quicker using your Digamathing because it holds that much more. So when you're doing your planting, transplanting, bulb planting, you can use the Digamathing. But then say you've had a really heavy day in the garden, you're a bit tired, you can pick up your Digamax. And then you've got 2 feet 6 inches of reach, only 1.5 pounds, but so strong because it's anodized aluminium. You saw me stand on it. It's that strong.
Yeah,
lightweight, double grip handle. I can sit down, and that pointed tip means I can ping out weeds. I can get the tap roots with my weeds. I can plant the perfect hole. I can do my seeds. I can do my bulbs ready, planting in furrows. I can aerate. I can cultivate the soil. And that means you're breaking up the hard soil so the oxygen and the water goes to the roots of your plants. By the way, top tip, if you've got snow and ice at the moment, you can use this to bash through the ice. It's so strong. So I'm now sitting down gardening because I've got the reach. I could never do that with this heavy old shovel. It's actually too heavy for me to carry. But again, just to show you how strong our tools are, we call them the UK's best kept secret. So we'll move the one I trod on earlier and just get a tile here to show you how tough this tool is. So you might think, oh, it's 1.5 pounds. Is it going to do much? It's going to break through heavy ceramic.
Wow.
Imagine that's your root, your gravel. And by the way, the pointed tips, when you want to get the weeds out between your paving slabs, I get my son's 14 and I get him out here with his friends in the summer because they use this to get the weeds and the moss from between my paving slabs.
Yes, and I love that, showing that you can do all of this seated, whether you have, there's kneeling tools, obviously stools, and I know we sell some of these as well here, but to be able to say, okay, and obviously this person is really, this is my husband, this is how he likes to work in the garden. He really likes to bend over and put the effort in. I don't. I'd rather stay seated, I'd rather be on the ground, I'd rather it be a calming and soothing experience. The least amount of effort, the better. Love that the Digamax and the Digamathing are giving you all of almost like the leverage and the engineering that we want in gardening to do all of that backbreaking work for you. So you have the great leverage, you have the curved tips, you have the points, the serrateds, which just means you're still going to be putting in the effort. Let's not lie. Part of the joy is the process, but it's just a little less of the elbow grease and a little bit more of the brain grease. And that I absolutely love. I want to ask, when it comes to the Digamathing, when you have these exact measurements in the centimeters and the inches, thank you for thinking of us, not on the metric. But, but when you have these here, what's the difference between planting a seed or a bulb a little bit too deep or a little too shallow?
It depends, obviously, on the plant or the fruit or vegetable, vegetable you're planting. But with a general gauge, it's usually on the packet. But bulbs need to be a little bit deeper, and you need to plant with their kind of roots downwards, so they've got the best chance to start. And seeds, you can do kind of troughs, little troughs, and then you can get the seeds. I've got some broad bean seeds here, and then just push the soil over. And I'm sitting down using the Digamathing because, as well as the reach of the Digamax, 2 foot 6 inches, if I want to do some close-up gardening, I can use the Digamathing. And again, to show you the strength of these tools, because the value of these two tools together, in the UK, we could never do it at this price. It's crazy. So are you ready? I'm going to stand on my Digamax because this is how strong it is.
Be careful.
So my balance is terrible, Natasha, but there you go. You can see how strong this is. And when it comes to digging dirt, and I don't like touching dirt, I'm like you, I'm like, ugh, but I don't have to get my hands dirty because I can take up to 4 times more dirt in every scoop. So instead of being here for ages with a regular trowel, I'm super gardening now. I'm doing 4 times the amount of dirt with every shovelful, and it's going to be so easy. And it's so lightweight but strong because these are stainless steel.
Yes.
And the handle of the Digamax is aluminium, so it's not going to rust on you. This means if you had a long day, you can my favorite, sit down or kneel down and still do your gardening. you're planting, you're weeding, you're transplanting. As I say, for ice and snow, this is great to bash it like I just broke that tile. And, and Natasha, the best thing is, instead of going to your shed or your garage and having to get all these different tools, the trowels, the forks, the daisy weeders, the cultivators, you've now got 2 tools that do it all. And instead of having to lug around a really heavy shovel, which I can barely lift, you can now have tools which mean you've got reach, you've got versatility. So this spring, summer, if you're thinking, my goodness, they're about $20 each. You know, that's incredible value for a tool, set of tools you're going to use all year round.
Absolutely.
Look at this, cleaning up your gutters.
Yeah, and you're getting,
Really
you know, for 1 month, you're getting them at around $6.50 each, which is just impossible. That just doesn't exist in the world. But the price will go up at the end of the week. This is our weekly deal drop price. So it will go up when they're gone and you just can't simply get them anymore. I know that our gardening items have been moving fast lately because we're starting to, introduce them. In fact, we have a new show, I think it's called Blooming Brilliantly with Emily, and it's coming up next. So if you're watching this and you say, I like the tool, but the host doesn't seem to understand plants, just wait, someone's coming who absolutely does. But this is something where I will say, anytime I see a tool that gets me feeling more confident and more excited to touch earth and to touch dirt and create my own life and plants and food and, delicious nutrients, you've done something right in manufacturing a product. So I commend you and I thank you for this. Thank you so much, Lorna. These are wonderful. Remember, the price will go up at the end of the week. It was nice meeting you. Cheers. All right, I know we have just a couple seconds left with you here and we will be announcing our winner in a moment, but you have been loving the top, so we just wanted to let you know, if you do love my host, of course, you can always check out Host Closet as well, but if you love, you guys are gonna film me standing up off the ground. Here we go. It's okay. Was that good? Because it was hard. Okay, this is the Digimax.